Okay, we're here with Brent, the animation director of Avatar, the video game.
The overall idea is that it's set in the future, and mankind has started to sort of spread out beyond their solar system, and there's a very rare resource that's required for this sort of space travel, and it's called unobtainium. And they find this ore in abundance on a particular planet, way out in space. So it's one of the taglines has been that Pandora is beautiful but dangerous, and it's definitely the case. It's full of tropical rainforests, and it's full of beautiful floating mountain ranges. It's unlike anything that anyone's ever seen before, but extremely dangerous. And this is pretty much the world that you kind of enter in both the game as well as the movie. And you in the game are playing as a character called Ryder. We give you pretty much all the cool stuff from the movie. We take all the cool technology, all the guns, all the vehicles, and all the creatures, and all these things. We put it into the game with this sort of separate storyline. We give you lots of cool skills to play with, some character development to play with, a great storyline, epic battles. 2 different factions to play with. You can play as a human soldier, which is who you are, like Ryder. You can also play as the Avatar, which is who you can drive with your mind. There's a point in the story that makes you make a critical choice. You have to either stay with your Avatar body, or you can stay with your human body. And then the storyline splits, and there's different missions and different endings to support that choice. A lot of work, as you probably saw, you can see by just looking at it, a lot of work went into just the level art. The level designers and the level artists, and our director, Pascal Blanchet, they worked very hard to try to build believable environments that would feel akin to what you see in the film. It's not easy in a video game to build worlds that feel like they're lush with plant life, because you're dealing with a lot of polygons, you're dealing with a lot of things, and we took it's a highly modified, highly tweaked version of the Dune engine, which is what we use for Far Cry 2. We did that because it specializes in large maps, and with even some physics involved in the plants. So there's some collisions on the plants, so you can even see some wind blowing around. So we wanted to feel alive, We wanted to feel like you put the game in the console, you sit down in privacy of your own home, and we transport you to Pandora, and you get to play there. That was our goal. It was to do that, and first and foremost. The main difference is that you'll notice right away playing as a human soldier is that it's more based on your technological weapons. It's much more of a third-person shooter. It's got a lot of weapons you can play with. You got grenade launchers, you got M60 machine guns, you got assault rifles, you got dual wasps, like 2 pistols, you got flamethrower. If I said that already, you got a combat shotgun. I know I'm missing a whole pile. The cool thing is not only that, but you also have variants of those. You actually can unlock new variants of different weapons. So certain flamethrowers have different sort of abilities over other flamethrowers. So you can start to see this picture that's forming, especially when you add on top of that very specific families of armor with different attributes that modify your character, as well as skills that would work really well with the type of your play style. You can custom tailor your own kind of character class in a way. We don't have a character class system. It's completely, you build it with these Lego pieces we give you. Same can be expected with the Avatar, except the Avatar, instead of being a third-person shooter, it's more of a melee-based game. It almost becomes like a brawler. You have your weaponry, you have a very large arsenal that mirrors the size of the arsenal you have available to you as a human soldier, but it's more primitive. You have bows and arrows, you have large axes, you have these savage, crazy weapons you can swing around. And the game is obviously different playing because of that. As opposed to just staying back and shooting from a distance, it's all about rushing in, using your cloak skill and all these other sort of supporting skills that allow you to get the upper hand, getting up and close and personal and dishing out the damage. There's no spoilers, so you can feel that. We expect people to play the game and love it so much they're going to go watch the movie. When you run into these characters, for people who've already seen the movie, they're going to be like, oh, that's really cool. I'm interacting with them, and and there's certain little things that have been written into the actual plot for the game that make you really feel like, oh, I see, okay, this is how happening while the movie's happening. But inversely, if you play the game first and then watch the movie, you'll be feeling the same way when you're watching the movie. You're like, oh, I remember when I was doing that level, that was what I was doing. I was back there behind that wall there doing that. So we made sure that there was enough crossover that it felt like people would get a kick out of feeling like we took advantage of this idea of a parallel storyline with a couple little crossover points. Well, he was highly involved. James was involved in very critical moments. His team was very highly involved all throughout the project. He had a movie to make, right? So we sat down with him many times. All the critical moments where we had to get the script approved, where we had to do approvals for the assets that we made in the game to make sure that things were authentic and canon to the film. Awesome.
Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Hey, check out www.avatarmoviegames. Wow. Let me try that one again. www.avatarmoviegame.com. Thank you. Check it out.